Very quick times. Quick time again, 47 seconds. Double drivers going too wide as they come through turn 13 in front of timing and scoring, but Garrett Johnson still holding on to that lead. Mike Geeson in second, Derek Dignan in third. And pretty much the same all the way back. It's got Tommy Anderson did get around Andrew Bajoso, Mark Boos around Brendan Johnson. And let's see here, is Mark Boos actually driving that vehicle today? I believe that may be Chris Weirheim. Looks like Scott Coop got around Ayrton Klimo back for 17th. So we continue to watch our race up front. Good little breakaway from Garrett Johnson. He's going to have about a half a second lead. We have watched Derek Dignan get around Mike Geeson now. So Geeson back to that third spot. Derek Dignan was not to be denied yesterday as he picked up a couple wins. So there you have it. Jacob Donald also gets around Jesus Rios as we hear a Rotax popping. Nice lean pop coming down this front straightaway right in front of us. We'll be at halfway this time by. Garrett Johnson still leads the way over Derek Dignan, Mike Geeson, Jake Johnson, Jonathan Kotick. Halfway, 4 down, 4 to go. Your top 5 drivers have got a slight gap. It's back to Jacob Donald. Donald had gotten around Jesus Rios just a moment ago. A little bit of passing going to turn number 1 from some of our back markers back there. We continue to run nose to tail. Our top 5 drivers have not made a move the last couple laps. Closest battle looks to be between Jonathan Kotick and Jake Johnston now as they come onto the straightaway. Can he make a move? And he settles in and he'll continue to run 5th. Looks like Daley Pagano and Patrick Soares both moved up back for 15th and 16th the previous lap. Now your front 2 drivers of Johnston and Dignan have got a gap now back to 3rd place. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th, that's Geeson, Johnson, and Kotick now continue to battle it out for that 3rd spot. Head flagman Jesse Arvin shows them the 2 to go this time by, so we'll have 2 more laps. As we watch Robbie Sewell, Jacob Newman both get around Jesus Rios. So Rios dropped back 2. Mason Chalutz has already dropped back to 11th, so an issue there for Chalutz. We've got a slow driver entering into turn number 1. White flag in the air. Garrett Johnson by 0.2 of a second over Derek Dignan. Mason Chalutz moves up now into 10th. Tommy Anderson to 9th in the back. So as they run, it's Johnston, Dignan, Geeson, Johnson, and Kotick still running in 5th. Not much action, not a lot of changing in positions, but it looks like Looks like sixth place Jacob Donald has now joined that battle with Jonathan Kotick. He's caught up, and they're going to be reaching the checkered flag this time by. Checkered flag waves. Garrett Johnson picks up his pre-final win. Derek Dignan in second. Mike Giesa in third. Jonathan Kotick moves up to fourth on that last lap, last turn pass over Jake Johnston. Yamaha rookie now on course. Cadet Sportsman's on grid. Comet Pro pre-grid. Your pole sitter Gage Rogers at a time of 56.148. Rogers and Tyler Ferris make up row number one. Row two, Madison Campo and Connor Ferris. Row three, Jeremy Fairbairn and Andre Castellucci. Row four, Griffin Coons and Jaden Larson. Row five will be Max Kowalski and Parker Abed. Row six, Robert Nonoker and Mark Finis. Our drivers rolling down to turn number one to see if we're going to get a start this time by. Green flag out, and we are racing. They're 5 and 6 wide going to turn number one with contact. Will each of these drivers make it out? Looks like they do. Got one around, one in the dirt. And turn number three. Stretched out now, we're at single file. 26 karts in this class. Great showing for Yamaha rookie. It's an 8-lap pre-final. Gage Rogers in that number one plate. He's leading the way. So Rogers had a great day yesterday. Picked up a win. So your top four karts with about a half a second breakaway. Leading back to Jeremy Fairbairn, who leads that second group. At the line, it's Gage Rogers, Tyler Ferris, Madison Campo, Connor Ferris, and Jeremy Fairbairn. Your top five. Campo moving up to third. I just heard a chain. Somebody threw a chain right here in front of timing and scoring. As I look through my time and scoring here, Gage Rogers still leading the way. Tyler Ferris second. Madison Campo third. Connor Ferris in fourth. Now Max Kowalski in fifth. As I hate to say it, Mr. Jeremy Fairbairn dropped back to ninth. So Jeremy was running fifth at the moment. Now dropped back. So one cart out as he drops a chain here in front of us. We'll get you that driver here in a second. So 4-cart breakaway. That's Rogers, Ferris, Campo, and Ferris. Well, we see who your new fifth-place driver is. That's going to be Max Kowalski, still running fifth. We'll roll through the top 10 from 6 on back. And 6, Andrew Costellucci. 7th, Jaden Larson. And 8th, it's Parker Abed. 9th, Mark Finnis. And 10th, Nick Shepard. Good battle up front. You've got 4 drivers there. That's led by Gage Rogers. Watch them come through that 9, 10, 11 complex as they come down through here. Look to the inside. The number 10 of Madison Campo look to make a move. As the number 2, Connor Ferris, went a little wide as they dove into 13. Great passing opportunities in that turn 13 complex. So we're showing a black flag for one driver here. It's the meatball flag for one of your top 4 drivers. That's the number 10 of Madison Campo being shown the meatball. Jaden Larson now running 6. So Madison Campo pulls away from that top 4 group as she's meatballed off for a mechanical fault. So bad news there for Madison. She was running 3rd, qualified 3rd. She'll have to go to the back of the field for the final. So now to settle it, you've got 2 carts up front. That's Gage Rogers and Tyler Ferris, with Rogers still leading the way. Good run by Tyler Ferris. Is going to be able to make a move. He looks to the inside in turn 1, unable to make that move, so he'll slot back into 2nd. And see if he can do anything coming down into turn number 5. He's not close enough as Gage Rogers pulled out about 3 cart lengths on him. And a half a second back is Connor Ferris in 3rd. Max Kowalski 4th. Jaden Larson now to 5th. We'll watch these top 2 drivers. They get a little contact coming in through turn number 12. And Rogers goes wide as they exit 13. Can he do the over and under? Tyler Ferris comes back and takes the lead now. It's going to be 2 laps to go. Your new leader, Tyler Ferris, coming through turn 16 at the line. It's a drag race down to turn number 1. They're side by side as they enter. Gage Rogers has the inside line, and he'll take the spot back away from Tyler Ferris. So Rogers lost the lead in turn 14. Got it back in turn number 1. Ferris looks to the inside in turn 6. Nothing have it. Now back up into 10. Hey, Connor Ferris decides he's going to join this fray as he's now closed in on the back bumper of Tyler Ferris as they're coming to the white flag. The battle for 5th place between 4 carts starts to heat up. Fifth place currently Andrew Castellucci. 6th is Jaden Larson. Parker Abed 7th. Mark Finnis in 8th. So good battle back there for that spot. Ferris is close as he comes through 6. He's got a handful of turns to be able to make a move. He's coming through 10. right on the back bumper of Rogers. Great place to pass right here in turn 13. Unable to do it. Both drivers are a little loose. That's going to allow Connor Ferris to catch up just a bit more. So Tyler's looking to the underside, inside of Gage Rogers. He's going to pull it off. There's contact. The two drivers touch. It's a drag race to the finish. Gage Rogers takes the win as Connor Ferris ended up spinning to avoid contact with these two drivers. They got together. So Connor is going to finish 8th. So at the line, Gage Rogers wins the race. Tyler Ferris 2nd. Max Kowalski in 3rd. Jaden Larson 4th. And Andrew Costellucci in 5th. So here we go, getting ready to start our Cadet Sportsman pre-final. All right, here we go. Cadet Sportsman. Front row is going to be Michael D'Orlando and Zach Holden. They're rolling into turn number 1. Green flag up, and we are racing. Nice slow start, starting almost into the entry of turn number 1. Had little to no incidents this weekend. That's what they say. That's the commentator's curse. I hope not. Nice to see Anthony Ganji Jr. take over the lead. Could it be? We'll wait till they come by in front of timing and scoring to see. No, it's Michael D'Orlando, but hey, I just said Ganji's taking the lead, and he just did as he took it away for Michael D'Orlando, and he took a Burrell driver with him. So Anthony Ganji Jr. is going to lead the way. Hey, it's David Malukas in second. All right. Michael D'Orlando the third, Zach Holden fourth, Brandon Lemke fifth, Devin Buto in sixth, John Paul Southern Jr. seventh, Giovanni Bramante eighth, Matthew Donkovich in ninth, Michael Cruz in 10th. So we're going to pick up the action there online as they come into turn number 5. Malukas wanting to take that lead already. He's getting pretty racy with Anthony Ganji Jr. Up into the bottom side of that skid pad through turn number 11. Zach Holden says he wants to play too. He's closed that gap up now. He's within a kart length and a half of David Malukas. Malukas right on the back bumper of Ganji Jr. Let's see, are they going to run nose to tail, or is he going to pull out to look for the pass? There's movement behind him. Maybe that was 5th to 4th. That could be Michael D'Orlando around Brandon Lemke or Devin Buto around Michael D'Orlando. We'll have to see. Wait till they come back across. Well, Lucas once again looking racy coming into 5. Holden now caught up to that group. Now a gap between Holden back to your 4th place go-kart. Fourth place, Michael D'Orlando with a little contact. The driver behind him, no harm, no foul. And I looking at, looks like Devin Buto going Buffalo around the outside of John Paul Southern Jr. and takes that spot away from him. So at the line, Ganji Jr. leads Malukas, Holden, D'Orlando, Lemke, Buto, Southern Jr., Bramante, Donkovich, and Fenderson now in your top 10. Zach Holden is going to take over the lead from David Malukas now. As Malukas had got around Ganji, and he took Zach Holden with him. Malukas hitting the back of his helmet, wanting some help from Ganji Jr. See if we can get a little push so they come into view here. Zach Holden, Malukas, Ganji Jr., Michael D'Orlando, and Brandon Lemke, your top 5. That's the first 5 karts in that group. The second group looks like Southern Jr. got back around Devin Buto. Devin Buto right on the back bumper there. A Southern Jr. They're flaring out wide. Looks like Malukas is going to take the lead back in turn 1. So 4 down, 4 to go. And it's 8-lap pre-final. Malukas still leading the way. Great battle up front. Your top 5 drivers now joined by Southern Jr. and Buto. So that's going to mean your top 7 karts in a group running nose to tail. Nice clean racing through 13, 14, and 15. Be 3 laps to go when they come by. Big look over the shoulder, Anthony Ganji Jr. Does anybody flare out to make a pass? No, they'll stay status quo through turn number 1. Comet Pro, you're on grid. Yamaha Junior pre-grid. Bring them up, please. Malukas still holding off as there was, looks like Zach Holden sliding back. Holden tried to make a move. We'll see where he ends up this time by. Or he went back and was at 5th at the line. He'll stay 5th. It's a parade here of 7 carts. Your top 7 carts, they're separated by just a mere 1 second from front to back. 2 laps to go. Is anybody going to pull out now? There's a move. Looks like Holden moves to the inside. We're taking Lemke with him. Don't know if he was able to hold that off. Malukas leading through 5. A little contact coming into 5. Top 3 with about a cart length between 3rd and 4th. 2 laps to go. They're coming to the white flag this time. Malukas in the lead. Ganji Jr. second to the inside. Zach Holden's going to take 3rd over. Takes that away from Ganji Jr., from D'Orlando. So that's going to shake him up just a little bit. John Paul Southern Jr. moving up. He's slotted into that now 5th place position. Lemke's dropped back to 6th. So at the line, Malukas, Ganji Jr., Holden, D'Orlando, Southern Jr., and they're spreading out again as they go into turn 1. So your top 3 with a good breakaway from the 4 behind. Got about a second break, so your top 3 going to battle it out for the win here. Malukas in the lead. There goes to the inside, Anthony Ganji Jr. Can he hold him off? They're going to side by side coming through 6. No, Malukas holds him off. Now up through 9, 10. It's tight. Protective line. Malukas goes nice and low on the inside of 13. Holding him off. Zach Holden now side by side with Ganji. Ganji gives it a little hop and able to pull back away at the checkered flag. David Malukas is going to take the win. Anthony Ganji. Oh my goodness, that was so close. Zach Holden takes the win, takes second place over Anthony Ganji Jr. by 13 thousandths of a second. So it's Malukas, Holden, Ganji Jr., D'Orlando, and Buto. Okay, up next, our High Torque Comet Pro pre-final. Row number 1 is going to be Jonathan Kodak and Patrick Olson. Row 2, Joel Jens, Jarrett Donkovich. Row number 3 would be Darren Brubaker and Brett Schneider. Row 4 would be Michael Pagano and Alfonso Perry. And row 5 would be Darren Marcus. Quick time qualifying Jonathan Kotick with a 50.498. All right, here we go again. Jonathan Kotick, Patrick Olson. They're looking to go green first time by. Nice cold tires into turn number 1. Green flag is out, and we're racing. We've got the whole field in one camera shot there. Once again, Jonathan Kotick in that 03 cart. Had pole. Looks like Kotick's going to drop back to at least 4th or 5th. Has not been the best in his starts today. So a little bit of contact between Kotick and the 68 of Darren Marcus. So here we go at the line. Patrick Olson leads the way over Joel Jens. Darren Brubaker in 3rd. Darren Marcus 4th. Jonathan Kotick back to 5th. Patrick Olson is going to relinquish the lead now to Joel Jens as he pulled that off. So now that Tony kart leads the way. Again, an 8-lap pre-final here for Comet Pro. Comet Pro Yamaha Junior, you're on grid. Tag Masters, you're pre-grid. Patrick Olson under heavy, heavy pressure. That's by the 37 of Darren Brubaker. We'll watch them online as they come into turn number 1, see if anybody slips out to make a move. Nope. So our top 5 carts with quite a bit of a breakaway back to 5th place. Jonathan Kotick, it's about a half a second plus as we see a move on the inside of Brubaker. Darren Marcus going by Brubaker into turn number 5. Again, your top 5 carts in that first group. Joel Jens leading the way. Jonathan Kotick in the back of that group. This year, Comet Pro, once again here at Comet Pro, $300 goes to the driver with the best average finish for the weekend. Contact between, looks like Joel Jens and Patrick Olson. They're both off at the end of turn number 1. So that was your leader in second place off the track. That is going to put Darren Marcus in the lead with Darren Brubaker in second. Jonathan Kotick in 3rd. So bad luck for your leaders there of Joel Jens and Patrick Olson. I only saw the aftermath of that. Do not know how it started. So we're coming to halfway this time by, and we've settled out to single file racing. We got a few cart links between each of these carts. Kotick makes big gains going into turn number 1 on back at Darren Brubaker. We'll watch him through turn number 5. Seems to be the closest battle on the track right now between second and third. That's Brubaker and Kotick. As they come through turn 9, turn 10, that double right-hand complex at the bottom side of the skid pad. Looks like Darren Marcus and Kotick does get by Brubaker to move into second, but Brubaker's not giving up. He's right on the tail of Kotick. Does he look to the inside coming through 16? Great bit of drive, and the number 9 of Jarrett Dunkovich now joins that battle for second. As that battle for second place continues now, you have 3 carts together. Kotick in second. Dunkovich third. Now it looks like Brubaker back to third. We'll update as they come by. Kotick third. There you go. Brubaker back to third. Kotick second. Jarrett Dunkovich still holding fourth. 2 to go. Quick time. Darren Marcus, 51.162. So a 1.2 second lead for Darren Marcus in this pre-final race. He leads over Jonathan Kotick. Kotick now with a gap back to third. Third place, Darren Brubaker. That's going to be the battle for third now. It's between Darren Brubaker and Jarrett Dunkovich. But Dunkovich does get by, takes over that third spot. And Michael Pagano's now joined the fight. So Dunkovich, Brubaker, Pagano, that battle for third spot. White flag in the air. Who's got it for who? We'll come into turn number 1 once again. Nobody peeking out to make a move. First and second are going to go down uncontested. The battle for third. Brubaker heavy on the brakes into turn number 5, trying to get that position back. Dunkovich currently holding third. Brubaker wants it back. Pagano looks like he's, contact. Pagano with contact on Brubaker in turn number 13. Brubaker off the track. Darren Marcus going to pick up the win. Jonathan Kotick second. Michael Pagano ends up third. Brett Schneider fourth. And Jarrett Dunkovich in fifth. Alrighty, up next are Verde Speed Resources Yamaha Junior. How about 29 karts getting ready to take the track here in Yamaha Junior? And row 15, it's Chris Newman. Row 14, Gary Ocagliosi and Dan Piercy. Row 13, Samantha Wellage and Nolan Rocco. Row 12, Clay Van Aert and Marina Walters. Row 11, Julia Boos and Abby McLaughlin. And I see the green flag. We're racing already. Your pole sitter, Nick Leduc. Nick Ludicky with a 51.785. And Killian Keaveney in that 44 kart were the front row. Looks like Keaveney already back to third. We'll see where they wind up as they run by. I got one kart around. That was one of your leaders up there. And I'm sure he had contact there. It's going to be the number 8 as Keaveney takes second away. So Brandon Jarsacrack now leads Killian Keaveney. It's a battle for third. It's the Burrell kart. It's going to be the 28 of Grant Quinlan. As they go into turn number 1, he'll lose that position. So at the line, it was Jarsacrack, Keaveney, Quinlan, Ledecky, and Rafa, but that has changed up since. So a pass back for fifth. Fifth now took away fourth. Watch these drivers as they come through turn 9 and 10. Jarsacrack in the lead, Keaveney in second. Quinlan dropped back 2 spots. He's going to be in fifth this time by. It's good side-by-side action as they come out of turn 13. Nose to tail going in turn number 1. At the line, Jarsacrack, Keaveney, Ledecky, Rafa, and Quinlan, your top 5. Right now, Matt Solarczyk has quick lap of 52.488. Top 2 have got about a half a second breakaway back to Nick Ludicky. We got one kart being dragged off the track. I need the driver, Chase Jones, of the 17 to go to tech, please. Yamaha senior driver, Chase Jones, need to go to tech, please. Yamaha driver, Chase Jones, please go to tech. Brandon Jarsacrack still leading the way. And that number 8 kart, Brandon from Shillington, Pennsylvania. He and Killian Keaveney in that 44 have got a good breakaway from third place. Third place back there running by himself, that's Nick Ludicky. Now we'll pick up our battle back there for fifth. Fifth on back. Fifth now, Emerson Reed leading Grant Quinlan, Austin McCusker. So 4 down, 4 to go here in this 8-lap pre-final. We'll follow the battle for fifth as they come into turn number 13. And that battle for fifth is quickly going to become the battle for fourth. Ryan Rafa currently sitting in fourth, Emerson Reed fifth. Emerson Reed turning his best time, 52.394. Battle up front still. Brandon Jarsacrack and Killian Keaveney running nose to tail. They've got a 6/10 lead over Nick Ledecky. Once again, we're watching that battle for 4th and 5th. Rafa holds on to 4th. Emerson Reed 5th. Grant Quillen 6th. Austin McCusker 7th. That train of about 5 carts now headed into turn number 5. Fourth place, Ryan Rafa, now being hounded by Emerson Reed. Our leaders side by side. Could have been a change for the lead. There you go. Killen Keaveney gets around coming out of turn number 10. That'll slow him down just a little bit. Let Nick catch up. Jarsacrack not having any of that as they see white flag this time by. Puts his head down. Let's see if he's going to come by. He looks to the inside. Takes that position away. So Jarsacrack back to the lead. The white flag is out. We'll watch these drivers as they come into turn number 5. There he goes. There's another move. Keaveney to the inside. We've got drivers off into the dirt. That's Jarsacrack losing lots of ground there. He's now going to get caught up and drop back to 5th or 6th. So coming through turn 10 into 11, who's it going to be? It's Nick Ledecky now taking the lead. He's got Killen Keaveney behind him in 3rd. So big change up there in that top 5. As they come to the checkered flag, it's Nick Ledecky, Emerson Reed, Killen Keaveney, Ryan Rafa, and Austin McCusker. Your top 5 here in this great Yamaha Junior pre-final. Up next will be our Margay Racing Products Tag Masters. Starting row number 6 will be Tony Spalding and Christopher Rock. Row 5, John Ferris III and Don Gilbreth. Row 4, Chuck Tate and Tom Gerstner. Row 3, Brian McAvoy and Kim Carapaletti. Row 2 will be Steve Schweier and Scott Carapaletti. And row number 1 will be Philip Pignatro and your pole sitter, Scott Ferris. Pole time today, 48.996. Pignatro and Scott Ferris lead the group down here for Tag Masters. It's like a top cart and a Tony cart leading the way here. Chuck Yoder watches these drivers come through here, or is that Jesse Arvin? Excuse me, Jesse Arvin down there. Green flag out. A little bit of dirt coming up. Looks like all our drivers through turn 1, 2, now into 3. Good little bit of separation there. Scott Ferris already out to a big lead. Yamaha Sportsman, you're on grid. Perilla Senior, you're pre-grid. Look at there, already a half a second up. Steve Schweier now looks like he slotted his way into that second position. Yep, at the line, it's Ferris, Schweier, Pignatro, McAvoy, and Scott Carapelletti. Now watching online are drivers now. That's the battle for second, third, and fourth. As they come through turn number 5, as Scott Ferris is already checked out to now a 1 second lead as they come through turn number 10. Ferris under considerable pressure by Pignatro. Great battle back here for second. We've got 6 carts in the battle for second. Second place currently held on by that 14. That's a top cart driven by Steve Schweier. In third, it's Philip Pignatro. Fourth, it's Brian McAvoy. Fifth, Scott Carapelletti. And now Chuck Tate moves up to 6th, gets around Kim Carapelletti. We're going to be halfway next time by. That lead for Ferris now 1.3 seconds. We had one cart that looks like that's the 27, and Don Gilbert looks like he is slow to turn 15. That driver should be pulling off, and he does. Goes right back into the front of grid. Good battle there for fourth. That's Scott Carapelletti and Chuck Tate. Chuck Tate looking a little hungry. Wants to take that position away as they come through turn number 10 this time. Watching the 43 of Scott Carapelletti as he comes through 13. That right rear tire off the ground, a good 4 inches. That's one way to get him to turn. This time by, the leaders will pick up 2 to go. Scott Ferris holding on to that 1.3 second lead. Quick time 49.399. Best lap set by Scott Ferris. He ran that on lap number 3. We watch our drivers head through that turn 9, 10, 11 complex. Look to the inside. The 05 Philip Pagnotro dove in deep on Steve Schweier. Had the position for just a moment and lost it. And he lost quite a bit of ground. So white flag is out. Ferris picks that up. As they run at the line, it's Ferris, Schweier, Pagnotro, McAvoy, and Carapoletti. Scott Carapoletti, current in 5th. We'll continue to watch that battle for 4th. That's between Brian McAvoy and Scott Carapoletti. Seems to be the closest race on the track right now. As we're getting ready to see the checkered flag here shortly for Scott Ferris. He's led since the drop of the green flag. There you have it. Checkered flag out on the 21. Scott Ferris takes the win. Sets quick lap. And as they ran, it's Ferris, Schweier, Pagnotro, McAvoy, and Carapoletti. Yamaha Sportsman Group getting that, just now getting the green flag as they go into turn 1. They're 4 wide. A little bit of dust kicked up, but it looks like everyone has made it through. Michael D'Orlando with pole 54.928. Brandon Lemke was second. Lucas and Schaff made up row number 2, and row 3 was Giovanni Bramante and Alex Verhagen. We'll see where they end up. You got a top 3 breakaway here. Looks like D'Orlando and Malukas goes to the inside in 13. He loves that move. Lemke's going to slot into 3rd. It's going to be a good size gap back to, I believe that's the 18. That's the 33 of Giovanni Bramante. So at the line, Malukas, D'Orlando, Lemke, Bramante, and Alex Verhagen. 21 go-karts here in your Yamaha Sportsman Group, sponsored by Comet Kart Sales. Hey, speaking of Comet Kart Sales, I believe we'll be up at Newcastle Motorsports Park May 17th through the 19th. McLaughlin Motorsports Nationals there in Newcastle, Indiana. Hope to see all of you there. David Malukas still leading the way with Michael D'Orlando right behind, and Brandon Lemke in 3rd. A gap of 1 second back to that 4th spot. D'Orlando wanting a little help. He's getting some help. Watch the field as they come through turn number 1 online. Lucas with company, getting a little pounding on the back door there as Orlando wants to get around. Cannot fit a business card between those two drivers. '33 of Giovanni Bramante leads that second group. That's Bramante, Holden, Verhagen, Ganji, Neil Verhagen. Watch our drivers as they come into turn number 1. They'll stay nose to tail. Some movement back there. Looks like 9th and 10th or so. Anthony Ganji Jr. has moved up to 6th. Alex Verhagen in 7th. Neil Verhagen 8th. Sam Mayer in 9th and Michael Cruz in 10th. Once again, Sam Mayer, the recipient of a win yesterday in this race. Lemke looks to the inside of D'Orlando. He'll take the spot. So Brandon Lemke takes that spot as Anthony Ganji Jr. looks like he got around a driver that could have been, we see him back into that 6th spot. Seeing Alex Verhagen battling out. So at the lines, Malukas, Lemke, D'Orlando, Holden, Ganji Jr. See how long David Malukas can hold on to this top spot. Coming into 5, they're close. Nobody spreading out to make a move. Malukas with just about a half a kart length lead on Lemke. Lemke with that bold move into 13. Let's see if he can try it again. Here he comes. Looks to the inside, but Lucas holds tight. Anthony Ganji Jr. now leading into that second pack. He's got around Zach Holden. So move him into that 4th spot with Holden in 5th right behind him. We're watching that group up front. That's Malukas, Lemke, and D'Orlando. As Brandon Lemke holds on to quick lap 54.882. It looks again to the inside as they come out of turn 12. Anthony Ganji Jr. with pressure from Zach Holden for that 4th spot, 4 karts. And behind them, you've got another 5 karts battling it out. So our flag with no showing, 2 to go. No change up front. Sam Mayers moved up 2 spots, now into 8th. Alex Verhagen drops back to 9th. Austin Schaff up to 10th. Your leader still David Malukas. Malukas being tuned this weekend by Wes Phillips, driving that Burrell. Lemke wanting to make that move to the inside. Malukas holding tight as they come through 11, 12. Anthony Ganji Jr. unable to get away from Zach Holden. And that gap ever increasing as the white flag is out. Brandon Lemke, does he make a move coming into turn number 1? He's going to hold steady as David Malukas still leads. But Michael D'Orlando has dropped back about 6 kart lengths back. Coming through 4, down into 5. Malukas with about 4 kart length lead. Tightens up as they come through 6. Here comes Lemke's favorite move to the inside. No, he's not going to be able to make it. David Malukas knows well, and he holds right tight coming in through 11 and 12. So looks like David Malukas is going to pick up this pre-final win. Brandon Lemke will end up with quick lap. There you have it. David Malukas with the win. Brandon Lemke in second. Michael D'Orlando third. Anthony Ganji in fourth. And at the line, Neil Verhagen snatches fifth place away from Zach Holden. Have it, our FranklinCart.com Perilla Senior. And we have no start right now, so starting on the front row is going to be Garrett Johnston. Garrett had pole with a 48.120. 2 thousandths of a second back, Cal Stewart in that 9 car, 48.122. Row number 2 will be Derek Dignan and Mike Geeson. Row 3, Jacob Duvall and Tommy Anderson. Row 4, Jesus Rios and Jacob Donald. Row 5, Mason Chalutz and Robbie Seward. Row 6, Jake Johnston and Corey Tolles. Row 7, Andrew Bajoso and Chase Jones. Row 8, Jacob Newven and Patrick Soares. Row 9, Trenton Walco and Chris Guillermo. Row 10, Austin Erickson and Olivia Scagliano. Brian Nash and Row 11 and John Mr. Martin. Chris Weirhigh make up row number 12. Looking for that green flag. They're speeding up. Green flag in the air. Let's watch them coming into turn number 1. Looks like all drivers are clear through 1. A little bit of dust kicked up on the outside of the bowl. One driver off track. It's the number 9 of Cal Stewart with Mike Geeson in second. Derek Dignan in third as they come through lap number 1. These top 3 drivers with a small breakaway. At the line, it's Stewart, Geeson, Johnston, Dignan, Anderson, Jacob Duvall 6th, Jesus Rios 7th, Jacob Donald 8th, Mason Chalutz 9th, and Corey Tolles in 10th. Geeson on the backside of Cal Stewart trying to take that top spot away with Garrett Johnston right behind. Garrett Johnston once again had pole, 48.120. Garrett Johnston to the inside at 13 on Geeson. Geeson not wanting to give up. He drops the wheel off, loses a bit of ground, drops back about 3 kart lengths back, and he's fallen into the clutches of Derek Dignan. Great drive for Derek Dignan last race. Has several karts off in the dirt as they come out of turn number 16. Derek Dignan now hot on the heels of Mike Geeson. Geeson in that 68. And Geeson gets back around him and up the inside. Tommy Anderson will take that spot away. Great place to be here. That turn 13 has really turned out to be the place to pass. So they're going to be changing up the top 5 as they come through. It's Cal Stewart, Garrett Johnston, Mike Geeson, Anderson up to 4th, Derek Dignan to 5th, and Duval 6th. Cal Stewart still leading the way. Watch these drivers as they come through that turn 9-10 complex online. Geeson now running by himself in that 3rd spot. Cal Stewart dropping a wheel off. That may give him a disadvantage as they come into turn number 1. As Garrett Johnson gets around Cal Stewart as they come through turn 1. And there was contact once again. So Cal Stewart now running 2nd with Garrett Johnson right in front of him. Mike Geeson still 3rd. He's has no pressure from behind. Look back a little bit. It's a good battle between Mason Chalutz and Jacob Duvall. Duvall in that DR kart. Ed Flagman showing 2 to go, so 2 more in this 8-lap pre-final. Comet Jr. on grid. Yamaha Senior in pre-grid, please. Yamaha Senior, your pre-grid. Comet Sportsmen need to be pushing up for your finals. Quick lap, Derek Dignan. Derek currently running in that 4th spot. Quick time 48.763. So these drivers about 0.6 of a second slower than that pole time of 48.1 this morning set by Garrett Johnston. Drivers will be picking up that white flag next time by. The battle up front continues. Cal Stewart running 2nd. Garrett Johnson with the lead. We'll watch these drivers as they run into turn number 1. Very protective line. Johnston moves to the inside. Race director Chuck Yoder watching these drivers as they come through turn number 5. Cal Stewart to the inside. Way too hot off the outside of the corner. He may lose second as Mike Geeson comes up behind him. He may hold him off. So he kamikazed into turn number 13. Cal Stewart was a beautiful pass had he been able to hold on to it, but he pushed it off the outside of turn 13. And your top five here in the Perillas Senior Pre-Final, Garrett Johnson and win the race. Cal Stewart in second, Mike Geeson third, Derek Dignan in fourth, and Mason Chalutz up to fifth. Out next, Orlando Kart Center, Comet Jr. 20 carts taking the track today. Chris Newman and Devin Wojcik in row number 10. Darren Cagliostro and Clay Van Eert in row number 9. Row 8 be Julia Boos and Davey Manthey Jr. Row 7, Alexander Kardashian and Olivier Horn. Row number 6, Emerson Reed and Adam Sturgill. Row 5, Ryan Rafa and Matt Solerzik. Row number 4, Gresham Wagner and Derek Sobel. Tazio Torgiani and Grant Coonan make up row 3. Brandon Ease, Austin Fisher, row 2. And on the front row, Mike McAndrews and Killian Keaveney as drivers head down toward turn number 1. We got one in the grass already. We're not starting. That was cart number 44, Killen Keaveney. I believe he was late off the grid. So one more time coming in toward turn number 1. We'll line them up, get ready to go racing. We have one cart out already. Green flag flies. We're racing into turn number 1. We made it through. Good deal. So again, your pole sitter Mike McAndrews with a 50.603 and 8,000 to the second back. Killen Keaveney in that top cart. And that's not the way they're going to end up as they go through turn number 9. Yamaha Senior, you're on grid for your final. Comet Sportsman. Comet Sportsman, your pre-grid. Move them up. So Mike McAndrews continues to hold. He holds on to that top spot, but in second, it's going to be, looks like Braden Eves. And that 41 cart with Ryan Raffa third, Austin McCusker fourth, and Keaveney back to fifth. At the line, Emerson Reed sixth, Derek Sobel seventh, Matt Solarczyk eighth, Grant Quillian ninth, and Olivier Horn in 10th. So a half a second lead at the line, McAndrews over Eves. Eves now another half second back, sees Ryan Raffa running third. Quinlan under pressure, heavy pressure. Quinlan has Olivier Horn, Adam Sturger, Alexander Kardashian, Julia Bush right behind him. Great shot online as these drivers come through turn number 1. You can see them flare out making a pass. Yamaha Senior, you're on grid. Comet Sportsman, your pre-grid for your finals. So Austin McCusker moved up on that last lap. He's now third, moves Ryan Raffa back to fourth. McCusker still running third. Looks like Keaveney's gotten around Raffa, so move Keaveney up into that fourth spot. Mike McAndrews from West Bend, Wisconsin, leading Braden Eves. Braden's from Guyana, Ohio. Austin McCusker from Glen Head, New York. Killen Keaveney from Aidendale, Minnesota. And Ryan Raffa from Washington Circle, Pennsylvania. These drivers a long way from home here at Carolina Motorsports Park. I'm sure they're enjoying the nice warm weather here. Highs look to be in the mid to upper 70s today. Once again, as they say, it's beautiful Chamber of Commerce weather here in Westville, South Carolina. That last lap, Matt Solarczyk picks up 8, takes that away from Olivier Horn. So 4 down, 4 to go. We're halfway. And your leader, Mike McAndrews, with a 1.1 second lead over Braden Eves. watching that battle for second. Braden Eves still holding on with Austin McCusker and Killen Keaveney behind him. But have a great battle back there. Looks like that's for seventh. Between Matt Solarczyk, Olivier Horn, Adam Sturgill, David Manthe. The 12 of Matt Solarczyk tucked right up behind Olivier Horn. Drivers getting ready to come to two to go this time by. Quick laps currently set by Mike McAndrews. A 50.944 to the inside. Austin McCusker gets around Braden Eves. And it looks like he's trying to take Killen Keaveney with him, as Keaveney does also get around Eves. So that'll change up your top five with two to go. At the line, it was McAndrews, McCusker, Keaveney, Eves, and Rafa, your top five. So no pressure for Mike McAndrews. We say a great battle back there. That's the 12 of Matt Solarczyk. Gets around Olivier Horn in 13. That's a good battle back there for that 8th spot. 5 carts battling out. We may see another pass as they come into turn 1. Watch our leader, Mike McAndrews, as he comes through, leading this last lap here, this pre-final for Comet Jr. .1 second lead for Mike McAndrews. He got around and has not looked back. Great drive by Austin McCusker. McCusker started 4th. He's going to end up finishing 2nd. Keaveney in 3rd. He started 2nd. Checkered flag out. There's the winner, Mike McAndrews. 2nd place, it's Austin McCusker. Killen Keaveney 3rd. Braden Eves 4th. And Ryan Rafa in 5th.